I don't know what I'm doing ever. Cast iron skillet. If this is your first video watching me, I need you to understand that I am an idiot. Too much weight. We are not doing good.
Cast iron skillet.
Next year, I have some really big projects planned with Jeremiah Bishop where we're gonna be doing multi-day bike packing adventures across America. But I've never done bike packing. I don't even know where to start. I hit up Competitive Cyclist. I said, hey, can we do a sponsored video? Help me get some gear and let me sort of work my way into potentially learning a little bit more about this versus just day one having no idea what I'm doing and try to go on some 9-day epic adventure with the likes of Jeremiah Bishop. So Competitive Cyclist said yes, that they love the idea, and they sponsored this video. So if you use code VeganCycle15, you'll get 15% off your first purchase. Some exclusions and brands may apply. Anyways, back to me being an idiot. I have no idea what bike packing is. And so when I went on Competitive Cyclist and I just started grabbing a few things, like these bags, which there's no way I'm gonna pronounce that name. Ortilib. I don't know. But I got the biggest bags I could get. They're waterproof, they're pretty sweet. But I also got this rack. Spoiler alert, it doesn't go on my Canyon. So I have no idea what racks and how they go on or anything. Again, idiot. So I get it and I'm like trying to put it on and I'm like, this doesn't make sense. My Canyon has no mounts. And whenever I saw someone else's bike with stuff on it, I don't know what I assumed. I didn't know there was like mounts on the bike. I just thought it was a rack that mounted the bike. So this doesn't work for my bike. So I was actually able to go with a different rack system that doesn't need any sort of mounts on your bike whatsoever. And I was able to get these bags mounted. Now they're pretty big. When I first got them, I was like, dang, dude, these things are gigantic. I did try to get a bag for the front. Again, idiot. And I bought one that only works on round bars. Doesn't work on the Canyon bars. So again, I have all this stuff that I was gonna set up and just like nothing kind of was working right. Because again, don't know what I'm doing. But I think that what we're gonna do right now is I'm gonna take everything I need to go camping. Cast iron skillet. I'm gonna go about 4,000 feet up the mountain. Only about a 3-hour ride, really, right? It's actually 102 degrees outside, so it's super hot. And there's nowhere to stop to get water, so I gotta bring all water and food with me. But this is sort of just the introduction to, can I survive on my own in the forest with stuff? We are not doing good. So I'm gonna put stuff in here. I've got a lot of it. I've also got a lot of camera equipment and a drone. Let's see what we can fit in here. Wow, I cannot believe all that fit. So 2 different seasonings, a spatula, a plate, cauliflower, oil, potatoes, and a bunch of beans. Coffee, we're about loaded down on that. Now a cast iron pan's probably not like it's a learning experience, bro. That's not gonna fit in that side. And I gotta put my camera and drone in the other side. Dude, that's insane how much stuff I'm fitting in this. It's so heavy on the left side, dude. I have no idea what I'm doing. I have no idea what I'm doing. That can't be right. What's this for? Oh my goodness, it's so heavy. Jeez, dude. And one of the things I'm just now learning is about balance. How to balance this out. I don't think I have everything else that's gonna go on the other side is super light, but I have a hammock. So that's what I'm gonna sleep in, the hammock. Okay, so we're really getting into like, what can I fit and what is necessity? That seems dumb. No pillow, no blanket, no shoes. How important are those things? Okay. I forgot I wanted to bring a cooking board, dude, but I'm gonna be like doing wheelies and shit. This is gnarly.
All right, man. Dude, I am in love with bike packing. I never thought that I would fall in love with it in the first 6 miles. But we are on gravel now. We're on gravel all the way up to the lake. Well, there's a little bit of road connection, but for the most part, we're on dirt. Now, I already told you in this beginning, but my weight balance is way off. It's about 70-30. The reason is that I've got, you know, a really expensive camera and drone that I didn't want all my like food and other stuff messing with. That's causing the bike to feel a little lopsided. It doesn't feel bad at all. I mean, I could do this all day. Too much weight. And especially if I was bike packing like from town to town, you know, then I wouldn't have to pack so much food. I've got a lot of food and cooking utensils, like a cast iron skillet. Come on, bro, what am I doing? Don't know what I'm doing ever, right? But it's how I learn. I learn through experience. And Confucius, this quote that I really like is, if you hear, you forget. If you see, you remember. If you do, you know. Something like that. Along the lines of, dude, I could listen to a podcast all about bike packing. Probably gonna forget 99% of what they said. I could watch videos on it, and I could watch all the things that other people have done, all the other mistakes, and maybe, you know, I don't make as many mistakes, but it's hard to really know anything until you've done it. And that's how I live my life, man. I might not be prepared in the slightest, but let's just go out and have an experience, and then we will be more prepared next time. We will know what it's like once I've done it. And doing all the research, it's just not how I roll. And you can do whatever you want, however you feel it's best for you. But for me, man, I just like getting out there and figuring it out. So I'm sure I've made a lot of mistakes already on this trip, but I have way toned it down. Like, I was planning on doing like a 3-day thing for this first attempt, and you know, that was probably a little bit irresponsible and dangerous. So like, you know, this isn't a huge ride. It's not that big of a deal, and we're gonna learn from it. Well, what a shocker. I have mismanaged my time. Dude, we're 4 hours into this. It doesn't feel bad. I mean, I could do this all day. It's just insane how much slower it is. Now you gotta remember that I've climbed 4,000 feet, about 15 miles. This is just nothing but straight up and dirt. I'm easily an hour away from the lake, dude. Shit. Like, the whole purpose, dude, was to show all the stuff that I carried and how I'm gonna set up and eat. And it's gonna be super hard to do that because I'm an idiot. This is so hard, dude. Yo, so difficult. Too much weight. It's so difficult. It's like a quad. That's really like what it is. It feels like a quad. All the learning experience, right? We're here. We made it. We made it. We made it. So how beautiful is this lake? I mean, it is. It's crazy because it's super shallow. The thing is like you could walk all the way across. Like I think it's at max 5 feet deep, but most of it's 3 to 4 feet. So, you know, we got to set up our stuff. We got to get some wood. It would have been so much better if I was here 2 hours ago, but it is what it is, man. We're here and it freaking rips. So this little thing, I twist and I push that down, and then there's a handle right here. And I just pull up on the handle, boom! Oh my goodness, it's way too heavy.
I don't want to go help.
Oh, you don't want to help?
No.
I'm not coming up and camping on a lake by myself without my family. It's just not, that's like, I will eventually do a bike packing trip by myself. Today is not it. My son starts school on Monday. And so, you know, this is kind of our last little hoorah. So my son and my wife are getting their stuff. I'm probably gonna have to help them up with their tent. Man, I feel like such an idiot how dark it is, how late it is. Like, not in a million years would I have thought it would have taken me 4.5 hours to go one way when the whole loop is 3 hours. Now, one thing I guess that is a bit of a concern is a bear box. I mean, 100% there's bears up here. How do you make sure you don't get eaten by a bear? I guess that's an important question. Like, I'm gonna have to put these bags of food or anything that I cook way far away. So here's our, what do you call this? A hammock? A hammock. And some extra string. I got this from Backcountry, which is a sister site of Competitive Cyclist. I think Backcountry code is vegan15. Competitive Cyclist is vegan cycle 15. Gets you for 15% off your first purchase. Some brands excluded. There's a hammock. My avocado. Oh man. My avocado blew up. Why? Okay, boys. I mean, we were off to a rough start, but I built a fire just from the surrounding areas. I brought all of this. I brought the beans, the potatoes, the cauliflower. I brought my spatula, I brought my knife, my fork, my seasonings. And you know, we got the fam with us. Now, I brought everything that I need, but I also brought everything they need to eat. So, I mean, I don't want to brag, but dude, I brought all this on my bicycle. I even brought that lid. So what I did is I put the potatoes in first, dumped a bunch of oil in there, which I brought on my bike, got the potatoes going, which was a little difficult because part of the pan was getting hotter than the other parts, all good. Then cauliflower, then I threw the lid on there, and then the garbanzo beans I just had like sitting in the fire. So then those like cooked, in the can. Then I dropped it on there, and then I seasoned it with nooch and salt and pepper and garlic. Boy, boy, boy. Tell me about it, babe. How good is it?
I'm not gonna lie, it's probably the best food you've ever made.
What?
It's so weird. I don't know if it's because I'm starving, but it's so good. It's so flavorful and everything is cooked perfectly.
The first time I've ever cooked dinner via riding my bike with all the supplies. And I know my family's here, maybe you'll call me a liar. Don't care, I did it.
Yeah, I brought a thing and then you didn't use it.
Oh my gosh.
Because I couldn't carry it.
Why is it so good?
Perfect.
Everything is cooked perfectly.
That's
Which
when
cooking on a fire like this, very difficult to do.
bark and let you know. Where Benny barks at every sound.
Good morning. So, hammock, where I have it right here, where it's just like in the wilderness, is actually wildly scary with animals. So I was in there for 25 seconds, and then I was like, dude, I'm gonna get eaten by a bear. I gotta get used to that. So then I just, you know what I mean? I slept in the big tent with the wife and the kids. You know, I had to be a protector of them. I don't know why that little flimsy thing makes me feel any more safe than the hammock, but it sure did. So that was the only thing so far that I've used that I haven't brought up here with me was their tent. Look at this freaking view, dude. Bro, I made this coffee from my bicycle. You know, I packed up the coffee beans and the cup and the percolator. The percolator, it boils the water and then it flows into a basket and it makes you just the best cup of coffee. For a minute there yesterday, I was very frustrated. I was very frustrated because the bike wasn't handling the way I wanted it to, and it just like, it was taking a long time. I was running in a daylight, all things within my control that I can fix. But I definitely I was like really excited at first, then very frustrated, and then just bubbling with joy. Like the dinner I had last night and the fact that I packed it up here, I can't articulate how amazing the feeling is to be self-sufficient and sort of, you know, I'm gonna say live off the land, but like everything on me, I'm feeding myself and hydrating myself and you know, it's just all on me. And so it makes your circumference of where you can ride your bike like infinite. So my first experience with bike packing, a lot of lessons learned, but very enjoyable. Now, I did not sleep in the stuff that I packed up here. So there is a caveat to that I had such a great night of sleep last night, but I slept in the tent with my wife and the kids, and there's like a foam pad and a blanket and a pillow. It was very comfortable, 5-star accommodation. When I got in my hammock, which is a great idea, I just felt like I was a swinging bag of meat in the forest, and then I was just for sure gonna get eaten. It was very strange how when it's dark and then you're exposed to the elements, how this primal urge of like, dude, what are you doing? Get in a cave or something. It was just like, I was very scared. So, biggest takeaway, weight distribution. The weight distribution front and back, left and right was something that I had never even considered or thought about at all before doing this. And so since one of my packs was 50 pounds and one was like 20 or 25, that really made it a little bit difficult to maneuver the bike. I definitely need to get a good front bag, not only because there were things that I had to leave home that I wanted to bring. I think that would also help with weight distribution. The other thing is cast iron skillet. You know, yeah, it made for an amazing dinner, but is it worth it to bring that thing with me? The other big takeaway is to lighten my load, man, to lighten the kit. And even when you're on the road, it's not that big of a deal. If it's flat, it's not that big of a deal, but you start doing some like beyond category climbs on gravel, which is what I did yesterday. gets very, very difficult. So that was the other thing, is like mentally, I think a big takeaway is just, you'll get there when you get there. Don't worry about it. You're just gonna go a whole lot slower than you usually would. These bags from Ortalib, they're so big. They're like waterproof. Yeah, I can carry so much in here. It was actually insane how much I carried. Again, if I got a front bag, if I got some extra bottle cages, because I had a lot of water in these bags. So I want to say huge thanks to Competitive Cyclist. They supported a lot of my videos. If you use code VeganCycle15, you'll get 15% off your first purchase. Some exclusions and brands apply, but if you just call them, their gearheads are so good, man. So if you just call them and give them the code, you know, I'm sure that they can help you out. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Much more of this to come. As always, Vegan Cyclist. Yeah.